Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're at. Welcome to Modern Marriage. Yesterday I didn't put this video because yesterday I want to take some time off, and then clear my head and then fresh air. So today we're gonna talk about the C part, which is the Christian part. Shout out to the CAR woman, the Christian woman, appealing woman, and realistic woman. We're still going. The other day we talked about the praying woman. We'll talk about the fasting woman. We went to over the reading Bible woman. Now we're gonna go over the third part, the other part, which is the church goer woman. And the church goer definition is somebody that's go to church literally, and then doesn't have any foundation or base like from the Word of God, or doesn't have any anointed or divine intervention. So basically they just go to church and they feel like since it's the right thing to do, they do that every time they can. Sometimes they do that like once a week, twice a week, because they feel like either don't go to church, or the family gonna yell at them, or somebody gonna so on church gonna tell on them. So they feel like they have to, in order to prevent the gossiping over her. So for not going to church. So that's a church door goer. So when they go to church, usually they don't really be part of any activity in church. They don't go to choir practice. They don't go to youth assembly. They don't go to other activity on church like women groups and something like that, and so forth and so on. So they don't usually go to the Bible study, because when they go to the Bible study, they feel like it's boring, and then if they go, they come late or they fall asleep. And if you go to prayer meeting, they go to prayer just because they like to pray, but they will go to prayer because sometimes people go to prayer when they have people confessing their sin. So they go to accept and to listen those people that's gonna confess their sin. So they don't really here to observe the word of God, but they're really to like an investigator. They investigate the church to know who was a bad leader, and then to spread the word around, and then to know who she or he need to be friend with and to stay away from. So that's the church door. And also another thing is that they feel like righteousness to for them to go to heaven, they have to pay tithe and offering. So I don't blame that, but that's why they believe in. They don't believe at following the word. They don't believe in praying and fasting. They don't believe in worshiping. They believe in go to church, because when they go to church, they feel like a check mark in the book for them to go to heaven, and they qualify, even though they live throughout the sins throughout the week, and they don't read the Bible throughout the week, and then they don't pray throughout the week. They pray, but like rush up, but not take the time really to meditate and pray like they're supposed to. And then when they go to church as well, they specifically has a specific spot they sit on the church. They don't usually change seat or free to sit wherever they want. They usually have a specific spot to sit there so they feel better. And if they change their seat, they feel like they being not in peace throughout the whole sermon, and they feel like they're annoyed, and then their spirit is troubling. And then on top of that, when they're preaching, they don't preach or they listen to the preacher to have a better way, but they go to the preacher to listen to the sermon just to find out what kind of experiment, what's the past of the teacher or the preacher or the priest or the pastor, what kind of sermon they preaching, what history they're gonna say, what event they're gonna point out, so they can register that as a way. And also when they listen to preach, they take the part that they need. I don't have nothing with that, because God can work in a mysterious way, but they usually take one part and then to justify the action, the situation, and then to justify the way they think, or the way they believe, but not the way for them to improve themselves or to get closer to God. And usually those people they don't usually have friend. The churchgoer, they don't usually have friend. They don't really have an assembly. They just go to just to be present. If they have friend, you probably one or two person that's gossiping or telling them what's going on inside the church, but they don't really take their life seriously with God or God likeness. And on top of that, they if they go, they checking out who's the hottest, for example the hot couple, or also who's dressing nice today, what the event, who's working hard. That you can see is most people that's working hard, they come flash in church with nice car, and then nice hat, and then a nice dress, and then it's nice hair, and then this why they investigate the church. And also they look for also who doesn't dress properly. So they're not here to help. For example, if there is donation, they're not here to give donation or to help out, but they're just here to sit down and then to pay their tithes, and then pay offering. So people in church cannot judge them. But here's the thing about that: the church doors, even though they do all that, unfortunately, they don't have connection to God. That's why most of them are single mom or the elder. For example, they are between 30 to 7 to 80. So they basically are lost because they don't really know what's the word said. They're trying to find a peace of mind, since at work or at home they have a lot of noise. They go somewhere there they can feel accepted, which is church. Since they don't go to party, since don't go to a nightclub, since they don't go to other part, so they just go to church so they can feel accepted to our community. And they say if they go to church, they're gonna have credit to heaven when they die. And on top of that, they have single. They are most likely single women. Single men don't usually go to church. Either they go to be better, to be a priest or a pastor or evangelist, and they take it seriously. But most likely Christian women that's good church goers, they don't do that. They're just looking for the just looking for someone to be around. And then on top of that, if they find out that the priest or the pastor or the evangelist is talking about their case, and then they feel like they have a friendship between them, most likely most of them are fall into temptation. They become adulterers and fornicators. And usually they were very sneaky, and they are very quiet, and they are very good at hiding between that feeling, between their mess their messy lifetime or the bedroom situation between whoever they're involved with. They believe in marriage, but they they say that marriage is for somebody that's have to chase after her, and then go after her every time, like send her good morning text, call her every time, and then even though she doesn't reply, she expect him to do so. And also on top of that, those Christian doers, they don't really believe in love. They believe in sacrifice. They say that you have to sacrifice your time for me in order to deserve me. Some of them are virgin, is very low, but most of them are single mom or divorcee, because they feel like they've been through life already. Now they are consecrated. That's what they say. The word they use, they consecrated. And on top of that, they don't usually if there's two categories: the one that's really going with the priest and the pastor to have their fling or they have fun time. If the pastor helping them with their bills and then their situation, they feel like as a reward, as a transaction. But the thing is about it, it is transactional, of course, but but they're not really submitted to any man. So basically, they feel like a freelancer. They can do whatever they want, give it to it whoever they want, and they feel like entitled to stay with a man because they're looking for the perfect guy, which is sometimes the person was the puppet, but not to bring the person the puppet at home. So that's the dynamic between that. And on top of that, the worst case scenario is that one of them, when they will feel like they have their fun or they getting older, they believe now to married, to have better fun after marriage. So that's why most of them are single until they die. So that's the realistic. That's why most men not stay away from the church, because there's two category. One that's already have their fun, they want the men to settle, and they already have menopause, they can have birth child and stuff like that. And then there's other category, the category that has fun, who's going after the priest, the evangelist, to help them out on the situation, and then they don't want to settle. And there's two categories, and it's very rare to have them mix, because one of them can really fully committed and then unto Christ and to go into church, but they're not fully committed to the man or to serve a man, which is the whole situation inside the church. The whole purpose of life is to serve. If the whole purpose of relationship is serve your man, and then the man serve the woman, and then we both grow together. But it's not their priority. Even though they go fasting and pray and ask prayer for them to get married, but most people in the church, they don't do that. They have to pray for the younger one to get married. But once you reach at age at 30 or 40, after 35, they don't really focus on that. I can tell you for a fact. I will used to go there. They don't usually for that, because they find out that something is wrong. So that what they do. They especially send them to counseling or to therapy, to talk to somebody to help them out. And especially that person, she already have a mental relationship with that person without even being physical. So just a matter of time before they become physical. And if that person give them their time and their energy, especially their money, so it just escalated the physical aspect, so they become bonded physically and emotionally, even if that person is married or not. And that was my video for today for the churchgoers, the Christian women churchgoers. And you gotta stay away from those, because those are not those are trouble. Because if you marry them, they're gonna end up divorce, or if you do not divorce, they're gonna make you life bitter, and you're gonna work hard to pay for the extension, for example, to pay for the nice clothes. They're gonna compete with other women in church for beauty, for fame, and for glory. And then also they want to be the highlight on everything. So you're gonna be in hard deep trouble. And next time we're gonna talk about the last part, which is the member of the church, the Christian member of the church that's in a relationship. So that was my video. Give me a like, share to someone that's new, and then subscribe to see my video daily. And I'll see you next one.